the Michigan dam collapse and classic examples of earthwork failures. We have dramatic footage and videos of the massive flooding after two dams collapsed in Michigan. They were expected, and the areas were evacuated before this. We have footages of floodwaters flowing through the Tittabawassee River in the lower parts of downtown Midland, Michigan. May 20th, thousands of residents had been ordered to evacuate after two dams in Sanford and Edenville collapsed, causing water from the Tittabawassee River to flood nearby communities. Devastation everywhere in the area. We have flooded houses, residents paddling kayaks along flooded streets along the Tittabawassee River after the two dam failures submerged parts of Midland, Michigan. Railroad tracks, roads destroyed, unbelievable damage. And I'll leave links below for you for this. Hundreds of pictures you can see. It's amazing. This after tremendous rainfall and, of course, the aging dams. Residents of Michigan's Midland County scrambled to recover from these devastating floods. Videos emerging showing moments when the Edom dam collapse failure experts are attributing to shoddy maintenance and as well as increased rainfall from climate change. Two dams failed in Michigan this week. The first was Edenville on Tuesday, the second Sanford, which collapsed a few hours after that as a result of the first failure upstream. The flooding resulted in mandatory evacuation of 10,000 Midland County residents at the time when physical distancing measures are needed, of course, as we know, because of the pandemic. Excessive rainfall over this past week caused water levels to rise in the reservoirs behind Edenville Dam, and the failure itself is being attributed to deregulation and lack of upkeep. That Edenville Dam collapse this week should hardly be a surprise because they had ample warnings that appeared as early as 30 years ago. Now, a remarkable video captured by resident Lynn Coleman shows moments of the collapse, and I'll leave links below for you for this. The initial stages of the failure, spilled water can be seen trickling down from the top. The crests start to degrade and deform. At the same time, bulge appears near the bottom, the entire thing collapses in what looks like a fast-moving landslide. The flood water does not immediately pour out, likely because the unseen portions of the dam are still collapsing, but then the water spurts out, flowing, and at its peak, the Tittabawassee River crested at a height just over 35 feet. The exact physical reason for the failure is still unknown, but the subsequent blog post said that it was because of lack of upkeep and proper maintenance, along with pressures imposed by climate change, and that has something to do with it. Quote, earth-fill embankment dams are not unusual, and when well-designed and maintained, they are not unsafe. This dam was completed in the year way back, so it's just about 100 years old. This was completed in 1924, but these structures do require maintenance. You'd expect a train built in 1924 to still work without extensive restoration, and they were designed for a time when rainfall levels were different. Climate change, global heating is driving increases in rainfall intensities and duration, meaning that the probable maximum flood is increasing in very many places. I always get howls of protest when I say that climate change is important, but in this case, these structures worldwide are going to need a substantial upgrade to cope with that increase in rainfall, and that's going to be very expensive. And in the interim, we'll see more failures of this type. Yes. Now, these have to be maintained. Obviously, these things are very old, and perhaps they should be reconstructed and properly strengthened by proper retaining walls instead of landfill. This is on Gizmodo, and I'll leave links below for you for a BuzzFeed as well. You can have tremendous pictures in there to see as well. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.